Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. Thanks as always for tuning in with us in your morning hours. It's Thursday morning. Hope you have your cup of coffee ready to go. It is another pretty dreary day out there. The only good news I have is I'm not tracking any strong to severe storms this morning, but things are pretty still cloudy out there. Still hard to get up and out this morning. Visibility concerns a little bit in some of our areas, seeing some patchy fog develop, especially within areas that got rain yesterday. You can see 2 miles visibility at Oxford, really seeing this set up in places like Prentiss County, stretching into places closer to New Albany and also closer to Amory this morning. So just a few areas dealing with that. Let me show you a camera outside from one of those areas. Okay, so this is Amory. You can see kind of that low-level cloud fog situation. So these are mainly on our local roadways. So just be careful out there as you're headed out the door. Keep your beams on low. Take it slow if you run into any of that patchy fog. Temperatures in the 70s out there this morning, really no matter where you are. Most of us in the 70s. Same story over in Blue Springs. Nice look out of all of those cameras this morning at all of those intersections, MS9 and then 22 as well, all looking good to go through Blue Springs this morning. Let's talk about what's going on in the rain department. Most of us very dry. I want to zoom in and show you where the rain is. And let me tell you, I have to zoom in to show you because that's how small these showers are. Most of us starting off very dry this morning. Let me show you who is exactly seeing a very light shower. In places just north of Eupora, this was in Wallfall, now in places like Monte Vista, Clarkson as well. Few showers, maybe trying to push over 15 into places like Dancy and Manti this morning. If you're headed up 15 from Maben to Manti, maybe going to run into a very light shower out there this morning. Okay, enough to make you have to put your windshield wipers on a few times. Also into places a little bit closer to that Alabama state line. We saw this in places like Amory, Quincy, Aberdeen, just north of Aberdeen, maybe a light shower, and then pushing into places like Alabama from Bedford over into Blooming Grove and Hayes Ford. These are very light showers. I just want to show you where they are. So if you're waking up with us in those specific areas, you are not surprised this morning. But most of us, as I said earlier, are starting off on a very, very dry note. Let's talk about your first 12 hours ahead. Temperature is going to be in the 70s through a majority of our day, all the way through noon. Then we start to get into those 80s into the afternoon. Most of us topping off in low 80s. Also, you can see there those rain chances sticking around and then upticking as we head mid-morning to afternoon hours. Yes, a few showers out there that could be moderately heavy at times, not looking at anything severe though this afternoon. So that's some good news because these showers are coming in behind the front. Here's where that front is that caused us some rain yesterday, caused us some strong showers and storms, especially within those morning hours. Now it's continuing to push off to the east. That's some good news out there for us. You can see those showers continuing just to the east of it in places like over in Georgia. Here's some rain that we're going to be watching. This is what we call a post-frontal rain, wraparound precip. You can see it kind of wrapping around this low pressure system, pushing into places like the Missouri Boot Heel. Going to be coming into our area as we head mainly into the afternoon. Yes, maybe mid-morning as well, but especially into the afternoon. You could see some isolated downpours out there. Not everybody getting in on that rain. And you can see the strongest of that still sitting east of that front into places like Atlanta and over into the Gulf Coast. So if you are traveling down south this afternoon, no, you are going to be dealing with that closer to the coastline, not for us here in North Mississippi. As we head into your Friday, that front just continues to shift more east and we continue to just dry out more and more. Maybe a few showers in the front half of the day closer to that Alabama state line. Most of us staying dry throughout your Friday, and that's some good news for those Friday night football games. Conditions look to turn really nice Friday and very, very nice if you have any plans over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday both look to stick dry. That rain looks to stick off to our east, and conditions look to still stay very cooler. Cooler temps are sticking around. Some good news in the forecast as that front continues to shift off to the east. We'll continue to see that air come in from the north, drier air, cooler air sticking around for us, sticking around this weekend. Conditions are going to be a little bit warmer than the next few days or than today and then also Friday, but Still nice out there, still around average for this time of year. I'm not talking about 90s for the next 7 days. So that's some good news, right? Coming up next, we're going to be taking you hour by hour through those rain chances today. I'm also going to be looking at your SEC football forecast. So if you are headed off to Start Vegas, Ole Miss this weekend, or maybe going to go to Athens, Georgia to support the Tide, I'll have all of those forecasts coming up right after this.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Get ready for a night of inspiration, laughter, and support. Join us on Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. at the Tupelo Cotton Mill, where outstanding men from our community will walk in her shoes. You'll hear powerful stories from survivors and caregivers, enjoy delicious food and drinks, and experience live entertainment in an evening filled with fellowship, fun, and hope. All proceeds go to support those bravely fighting cancer. This event is powered by Wear It Well.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
Scary that it can be put into anything, and we can't even see it or notice it.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McAuley.
Hey, good morning and happy Thursday out there. Hope you're having a good start to your day. I'm tracking out a lot of cloud cover this morning for you, but not a lot of rain as you're headed out the door maybe for your morning commute. Take a look at Mississippi Live radar. A few showers out there for some of us, a very select few in places just north of Eupora. You can see it there if you're traveling maybe along 15 from Eupora to Houston. Going to be seeing a few showers out there, and then closer to places like Amory and Aberdeen along 25 this morning. Most of us, though, starting off very dry, and that's some good news, especially in comparison to yesterday when that just simply was not the case. Take a look at this. That front that caused us that grief yesterday is continuing to push off to the east, so that's some good news. However, we're going to be seeing some wraparound moisture. You can see it here in places like the Missouri Boot Hill as we head throughout our day ahead. So rain chances not necessarily out of the picture today. Severe chances, yes. Take a look, airport delays across the United States this morning. If you're headed out, maybe on an early flight for the weekend or just have plans in general, I'm not tracking any major delays this morning across the United States and all of our international airports, but also locally. Memphis, good to go international, down into places like Atlanta, Dallas-Fort Worth. Minor delays at that this morning. Here's a look at your day planner ahead. Temperatures in the 70s. We're not seeing a big temperature swing today, just like yesterday. Middle 70s by 10, upper 70s by 11. About a 10 to 20% chance over the next few hours. So not a lot of chance for rain over your mid-morning into your early afternoon. But as we head throughout the later afternoon, that's when we start to see a little bit more activity come into play. So cooler day ahead, temperatures in the low 80s for the most part. Some of us might hang out in the 70s if you're closer to the Tennessee state line. Most of us getting into the 80s. Very isolated shower activity, a few downpours for your afternoon, but not for everybody. So let's track it out here. This is at 9 a.m. on your Thursday mornings. Few showers trying to creep in, mainly to places along the Tennessee state line from Tate County, Tunica County, all the way stretching into places like Alcorn and Prentiss County. Few showers out there, light in nature. Let's head into your afternoon, though. That's when I told you a few more could happen. These are going to continue to shift off to the east as we head noon and on into the afternoon. We might see them become briefly heavy at times as well. Again, nothing severe, but a few of these could be on the heavier side of things. But you can see here, very, very isolated in nature. Not everybody getting in on that rainfall today, but a few lucky ones getting another round of a little bit of shower activity for your day ahead. As we head now, or 7 through 10 o'clock, those will begin to fizzle out. Overnight, that trend does continue. And as we head into your Friday, mainly dry day ahead. I think we have about a 10% chance out there for Friday. And that's because we could still see a few showers for folks closer to the Alabama state line out there for your Friday morning, mid-morning. A lot of us dry out after that. And I think we're going to be mainly dry noon and on. So good to go for those afternoon plans. Good to go for those Friday night football games as well. So I know that's good news and something everybody wants to hear, right? So as we shift 3 o'clock and on all the way way through your 7 o'clock hour when those games are going to be kicking off. We'll see that northerly wind in place. We'll see temperatures in the 70s. It's going to be a nice Friday evening for those Friday night football games and for a high school game of the week presented by KC Lott. The Battle of the Waves, Tupelo and West Point kicking off our week 5 game of the week. And again, it's just going to be nice no matter where you are. Temperature is going to be in the 70s for those pregame activities, upper 70s, falling through the 70s for your game times. By the time you're headed out, even in the 60s. So overall, just a really great day and evening out there for those high school football games. Let's talk about those SEC football games, though. If you're not headed out to a high school football game, maybe you're headed out to support Ole Miss versus LSU. We got some big matchups. I'm just going to say that in the SEC department this week. So we're going to be talking about these over the next few days. I know a lot of folks headed out to these games. First one we're going to be talking about is Ole Miss and LSU. This is over in Oxford in Lafayette County. Temperature is going to be in the middle to low 80s throughout a majority of that game. So very nice. We saw temperatures in the 90s for the Ole Miss game last week. So cooler than that, but still in the 80s out there. Lots of sunshine, temperatures eventually into the 70s as you're headed home from that game. And then let's head over to Stark Vegas. They're playing Tennessee. Again, good matchups going on across the board for our SEC teams. Kicking off at 3:15 on your Saturday. Temperatures in the middle 80s for that as well. Low 80s by halftime. Eventually into the 70s as you're headed out from that game. So overall, still great forecast over in Stark Vegas. Now let's take it to our away game, Alabama at Georgia over in Athens, Georgia. A little bit of a different story. We got an evening kickoff, so conditions are going to be a little bit cooler if you're headed off into Athens. Temperatures falling through the 70s. Also, a little bit of a rain chance, especially for the beginning of that game, due to their proximity to that cold front that we saw track through our area yesterday. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast. 80s expected today and tomorrow. 80s stick in the forecast. We're going into the middle 80s Saturday and Sunday. That's more around our normal high for this time of year. Overall, just nice conditions out there for the weekend, no matter what plans you have going on. As we head Monday into Tuesday, yes, conditions get a little bit warmer out there, but overall, still nice out there for the start of our work week and still dry as we head after today all the way through the middle portion of our next work week. So really looking to dry out and turn a little bit cooler. As for our next live broadcast, you can catch me in about 20 minutes at 7:30 for our last live broadcast of the morning. I'll have everything you need to know, and we'll talk through that latest drought monitor. The latest drought monitor comes out at 7:30. So I'll be talking about it with you right then and there. We'll look at it together, what was updated, if any of that drought was taken away or lessened because of the rain we saw the last few days. We'll talk through that. And then obviously we'll be back on at 5, 6, and 10, and also at 5 and 6 from that game of the week. So stick with me. I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lopon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lopon has proven himself trustworthy